Welcome back to the channel, J-Rap Beats TV. Today I'm going to be arranging a song on my MPC 1 Plus, showing you guys how I use the arranger to lay out a full song. I'm going to be adding in some of the final touches and garnishment for the beat, so that way it's ready for me to post onto my beat store. Let's get into it.
Mr. Rab, the beat maker.
All right, here we are. Boom. We got the MPC. So before I start arranging things, what I do is I go to track mute and then I kind of take away a lot of the elements, and then I start to bring things in how I would want to bring them in for the final song. So I'm going to run through it so that way you can hear the beat. And, you know, with the audio being kind of messy in the first video, you can really hear it with its clarity. Then that'll give me an idea of how I would want to arrange it. And then we'll hop into the arranger view and actually get things laid out. So this beat is called End of the Day. Let's listen. Sometimes my pads be giving me some trouble. So it gives me a general idea of how I want to bring the instruments in. All right, so we have all the tracks unmuted. They're listenable. They're ready to go. So I'm going to go to the arrangement view, and here we have the 8-bar loop. Just like you would see on your DAW, everything's labeled on the side. Everything is, you know, pretty straightforward. Same stuff that you're going to see. Now, my channel is still very young, so a lot of these tutorials I'm probably not going to be doing as much in depth later on in the channel because I can refer to this type of video. So if you are going about making things in the arrangement channel, you're going to want to pay attention to first the bar up top. This bar is almost like your highlight. How many bars are you highlighting? And then you combine that with what track do you have selected. So right now we have the main guitar loop, and we have that selected for 4 bars. So when I select the track or the instrument, it's going to be manipulating that track within that range of the bar up top. Okay, so the first thing that I'll do is I'll go to edit, and then I will multiply, and I will double the length of the whole 8 bars. So we're at 16, 32, 64. Right now I'm just going to do 64. Because depending on how I lay it out, you know, maybe I have to add some, maybe I have to take some away. So now, boom, we have 64 bars of melodic dopeness, right? All right, now I'm going to start taking things away, and I'm going to start at the first 8 bars. The quick links is the move, right? So you have quick links for the tempo up top. I'm just turning this so that way it stays open. You might not be able to read it too good, but, you know, tempo, the loop start, the loop end, and then you can scroll up and down vertically. You hit the quick link button, and it'll give you your horizontal scroll, vertical zoom, playhead start, horizontal zoom. It's and honestly, those are the 2 settings that I use the most. So I utilize the quick links. Bar start at 1. I'm gonna roll this one back to 8 bars. You'll see up at the top how the marker and the section rolled back with that. So the way that how I brought those instruments in before is how I'm going to want to, you know, take them out. I want the intro to the song. I don't know if I want the strings in there yet. I'm going to keep them in there just to see how it listens. So I'll go edit, erase, and then it's going to erase the 8 bars in the track that I selected. So I know for sure I'm taking away all the percussion because that's just not how I'm starting off this song. And I'm just going to clean it up. One thing that you'll have to excuse is I can't mute my mic without muting the sound from the MPC. So if you hear me doing some fat boy breathing, just, you know what I'm saying, just ignore it. Ignore it. All right, so this is going to be the intro. Maybe I might take the strings out. I like the strings in there. So much emotion. It's like, oh, damn. Right, so it's going to loop that same 8 bars. So I could just take that 8 bar length, slide it over to the next 8 bars, and then what instrument do I want to bring in, you know, kind of still, you know, in the pre-intro before the verse type of section of the song. This is generally how I kind of structure my songs. So I'm probably going to bring in like that moving pluck. So again, I'm going to go through and clean these up. Hold up. I'm going to go through and clean these up. Because that's all I want is that one extra instrument to come in and, you know, kind of start doing this thing. You know, it's nice and light still. It's nice and light. And then we're going to hop into the verse. So you can arrange your song however you like. You know, that's going to be part of your formula, part of your sauce. I'm definitely bringing in the kick, the hi-hats, and the snap. I might hold off on the shaker for a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that. Not bringing in the 808 yet. And I'm taking away that pluck, that moving pluck. And I know that I'm not bringing that pluck in till later in the verse. So what I can do is expand the region that I'm editing, because I know I'm going to take that pluck away for that amount of time in the song. So now we got the verse coming in. Nice bass line. Not literally bass line, but you get what I'm saying. The bass line foundation of getting into the song. All right. So then I'm going to let the shaker come in halfway through there. I'm going to let that 808 come in at that point. And then the whole verse is going to be this section that I have already highlighted, and then this section that I have highlighted as well. So then that pluck is going to come in, and then all the instruments are going to be in play during that time. Very general overview of how you can use the arranger to arrange things. And then at the end of the day, that last section, usually I do a very short hook window, because one of two things. I'm either the beat's either going to be very short to where there's really not much more going on after that, or it gets back into the verse, you know what I'm saying? And then so for this little hook window, it's all about how you want to do things. You know what I mean? Me personally, I want to get rid of that pluck during that time. I want to leave the kick. And if you watch the first video, I have 2 hi-hats. So I might get rid of the first bass hi-hat and leave the filler hi-hats. Hold on, let's listen to that. Hold on. Take away the 808. And I'm going to leave the shaker. Now, the strings are going, like, because I haven't taken the strings out whatsoever, that's something that I might go back and change. So when this pluck comes in, for example, maybe I want the strings to fall out. So that way it just adds a little bit more of dimension and, you know, waviness, you know what I'm saying, to the song. So let me listen to that. Something simple. These are all basics. These are all fundamentals. If you're new at beat making, then, you know, some of these things are probably like, oh, okay, that's cool. If you made beats, you're probably like, okay, you know, it's nothing special. Now, we have the basic build up and structure for the intro, the verse, going into the hook where it lightens up a bit. And then we kind of have, you know, some extra bars that, you know, it's like, what are we doing with that? So when you want to cut and paste, I know on a DAW it's very easy. On the MPC, you got to kind of just pay attention to the numbers and the bars that are listed up top. Excuse me. And you may have to do it a few times, you know what I mean? So that way you can get it right. So I want to take really the end of the verse and the hook from the beginning of the verse. I want to copy that and then paste it at the end of the hook. So that way it starts the next verse and then goes into a hook / outro type of moment, right? So this is going up to bar 57. So I can go and then I'll go to copy bars. After bar 56 of this sequence, one copy, and I'm going to replace everything that's after that section that's after the hook because I don't need it. So boom, replace, and now it goes, wait a minute, 56. Wait a minute. I didn't go all the way back. That's my bad. So copy bars after 56, starting at 17 to 56, replace. I knew that didn't look right. And now, boom, it has this is the end of the hook section that I did. This is starting the new verse, going into the second verse, halfway through the verse, and then that ending hook section. So copy and paste all of the events and all of the, I don't want to say events because that's the wrong verbiage, all of the bars. Copying all the events would be if I wanted to just copy something from one track. Copying the bars is if I want to copy all of the tracks in a certain section of the bars in the arrangement. And then copying the sequence, I never really do because I usually make my song in one sequence. Simple enough, right? Those are the basics of how to just kind of manipulate your tracks while you're in the arrangement view. Now, the song could be done, but for me it's not because it's missing some of the garnishment that I feel really enhances the flow and the suspense within the sequence, you know, within the plot. You know, I'm missing risers, impacts, ear candy, things like that. So right now we're going to like let it be, and I'm going to show you guys how I like to add those extra final touches so that way the song really has a good flow to it and everything is good. All right, so I'm going to start a new track and I'm going to open up a drum track. And then I'm going to go back, going into my sounds. And I'm going to use my splice folder because you can use your splice sounds on the MPC 1 Plus. And I'm going to look for risers. Give it some time to load because it takes time to load, and then you're going to start scrolling and you're going to think you find a sound that you like, and then it's going to keep loading and you're going to lose your spot and you're going to be like, fuck man, what was that called? Like, oh damn. So just chill, you know what I'm saying? Give it a little minute to think, accumulate all of the audio, and you know, I'll sit and I think myself. I feel like this would be a good time for me to plug something. Pause. No, I do have a beat store that you can listen to my beats. J-Rod Beats. I like that, the reverse crash. So now we have 3 risers in these 3 pads. Simple enough, right? So now what I'm also going to do, I'm going to look up impacts, because after the riser I want some kind of crash, some kind of noise, something that transitions the tension in the song. Oh, I was like, what the? I thought my shit was about to explode. Nah, that's corny. You know what this is gonna do for now? So I have my impacts, I have my risers, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back to the arrangement view, and I'm gonna make sure that it's gonna play through the whole song. So I'll let it play, hit record, and then just run it. So I go back and then like adjust them to where I need them to be precise with that. And I can hit this arrow and then boom, I got like my piano roll, right? So this process is, you're going to listen to the beat a few times because you're going to make your adjustments, you're going to be adding stuff into it, but you want to, it's really you're doing more quality control as you're editing and adding these final touches. Now if you watch the first video, which you know what I mean, you could go check out, I've already mixed all these tracks, so this isn't about mixing. I may mix down, you know, some of these last minute things I'm adding, but it's not about mixing so much, more just adding those final touches. So that's so that's generally it. You know, the same way I added my risers and impacts is the same way that I'm going to go through and add the tags to my beat. And then, you know, for the last, you know, for the outro, I'm really just going to kind of take away the percussion, you know, and things that just kind of, you know, the song is done. You know what I mean? Let people marinate in the emotion of the vibe that, you know, has been left with them, and let it settle. You feel me? Fuck it, let's just listen to the whole song. Well, let's just listen to it. Y'all probably ready to go. It's probably like, man, this motherfucker's been on this fucking screen for too damn long. I already seen what I need to know. So if you're still watching this, I appreciate you. Like and subscribe. Damn, I should have said that a long time ago. All right, listen to this shit, man. That's it. So I hope you guys, you know, enjoyed this video. Maybe picked up some tips, or just got to see, you know, the way that the arrangement view in MPC is pretty nice. It's pretty simple to use once you get a hang of it, and check out the first video. This is the second video. Look for this beat in my beat store. It's going to be called End of the Day. End of the Day. And that's it. J Rab Beats TV. Much love and respect, y'all. Peace.